Hi everyone. Well, as we move in towards Tuesday evening and Tuesday night, we may see some snow falling across the island. In fact, at the moment it looks very likely that we will see some snow falling. Whether we have any snow on the ground is a bit of a different matter at the moment. Of course, we'll give you more on that as we get closer to the time. But this is what we've got at the moment, and this is how it's looking, well, with the latest data anyway. So we'll start off here with the American computer model, and you can see the areas of high and low pressure. Now, watch out to the west here, to the west of the English Channel that is, you see this little area of low pressure developing as we move through Monday and into Tuesday. And then it's this, or should I say the front that's connected to this, that may well bring some snow. Originally, a lot of forecasters are saying it's this low pressure itself that's going to potentially bring the snow, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It's actually a trailing front between the main area of low pressure here and this little low to the south. And as it moves through with its trailing front is likely to bring some rain that will turn to snow. So this is how the American computer model sees it, with the low drifting across, really across central France by Tuesday evening. And now we'll have a quick look at the French computer model, one of the ones that we use a lot. And you can see it does pretty much the same thing, but moves quite a bit further south than the American computer model. So it moves really towards South France and then into the Mediterranean. And because of that, we get this, we'll skip back one frame, we get this little trough of low pressure here. And this is what is actually likely to bring the rain turning to snow. And you can see here as well that the winds are southwesterly around midday. But you can just about make out these arrows switch around into the northwest during the evening and overnight, which is when the colder air gets introduced. And we'll also have a look at another French model that we use quite a lot, and you can see it does pretty much the same thing as the previous French computer model. The little low pressure moves in off the Atlantic and slips south down towards France with this little trough of low pressure, which will bring precipitation in the form of rain turning to snow, especially down here. Although, you know, 15-20 miles north of the mainland, really, of the coast, is likely to see quite a lot of snow. But of course we have to put up with the sea air coming up from the south, so it's going to be milder for quite a while. So we skip back now to the American computer model and a little bit of a closer zoom, although the resolution of this model isn't very high, so it doesn't get down to too much detail. But anyway, this is early Tuesday morning. You can see the temperatures quite mild across the island, 4, 5, 6 degrees Celsius with a northwesterly breeze. But then as we move through the day, this band of rain starts pushing in from the west, and we've got these strong southerly winds. But we'll skip back one frame again. Strong southerly winds with temperatures 5, 6, 7 degrees Celsius. But then as we move forward one frame, you can see a sudden change. So this is by 9 PM. The temperatures fall away, the winds switch around to the north and northwest, and we've still got this band of rain, which of course by this time, if the temperatures have fallen that low, is likely to turn to snow. So we could see some snow falling for a few hours across the island. If this front moves through a little quicker, you know, we probably won't see anything on the ground other than a little bit of covering up the hills, up on the hills. If it moves through slower than this is predicting, we could actually see a good few centimetres on the ground, with even more on the hills. So it's very difficult to know for sure what is happening at the moment. So now what we'll do, we'll skip to a couple of the other models that we use. This shows the predicted snowfall depth. So we'll start off with this model here. This is a general European model, and this is the snow depth up here on the right hand side. So we'll run through slowly, and you can see as we run through, you can see nothing really over our area until later on in the evening. Then by 6, 7 PM or 8 PM, we've got snow all across, well, quite a lot of southern and southeastern England, including the island here, which is showing up to maybe a centimetre or so on the ground. Although as we move through, of course, move through Wednesday, it will start to melt away. So we'll now look at the French model and see what that shows. So this is a little bit higher resolution, a little bit more detail on this one, and it's pretty much the same with the snowfall depth on the right hand side. And you can see the wind and temperatures, and the winds are coming in from the south pretty much through the day. Temperatures rise up to 5, 6, maybe even 7 degrees Celsius. And then you can see the approaching snowfall. Now this is, like I said, snowfall that's already on the ground. So it's going to be raining in this area here, snowing in this area here. So this is by 3 PM. and then by around 4 or 5 p.m. the wind starts to change around from a southwesterly into a northwesterly, and as that happens the temperatures fall away to only a couple of degrees above freezing, and you can see this snowfall that's gonna start to develop across the island. Now this could last through the night. When I say through the night, not falling but on the ground, so it does look like at the moment we could be seeing up to a centimetre. Whilst that is not very much, the temperatures later on in the evening are going to fall to quite low values, so we're going to be seeing temperatures around -1, -2 later on in the night, which is going to freeze any snow that would be on the ground. So it could be very, very icy indeed later on Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But of course things can change, and you know, like I said, we're not 100% sure of the outcome of this as yet, but it does look like we will see some snow falling. In fact, we're around 85% confident we're going to see snow falling. We're around about 45% confident we're going to see snow on the ground, but around about 75% confident we're going to see snow on the ground on the hills. Of course this may change, our confidence levels may go up or down depending on the next 12 to 24 hours updates, and of course we will let you know a little bit more tomorrow, especially by tomorrow evening we should know quite a lot more. Anyway, that's all for now. Goodbye.